Okay, before we can start anything with Sam Broadcaster, the best place to start is to make sure we know what we're looking at. So this is up at the top of the page here. You can see A and B and C. Do you see that? A, B, C. Well, they're different views of... so you've got three different screens, three different views. So we'll start off just with view A. Now, this will be your general playing music or recording, pre-recording a show, however you'll be doing it. This would be how you're doing it. Now, you notice on here, I have no buttons to click to activate any microphones or anything like that. That's because my Sam Broadcaster is going through a mixing desk, and I'll cover that in another video. So please don't be put off for the fact that there's no button to press to start transmitting. Okay, as we look at it, we can see when you first load it all up, it's all over the place. So what I generally do is clear it all away, clear everything off screen A. And let's just start from the beginning. Now, this is how I find it simple. You can obviously do it tailor-made to however you feel it should be. First, over here on the left-hand side of the screen, I have the playlist and tracks category. This is where all the jingles are going to be kept, all the promos, music, everything. All that's going to be stuck here, and you'll be able to access it. If you look, all these are empty at this moment in time. Some of these, though, have stuff in them that I have thrown in there just to get it off the ground. And like I say, we'll talk about this in more depth in another video. We're just setting up the screen to start with here. And then over here, you see I have deck A, then I have a clock, and I have deck B. Now, I set that up to be just like a disco unit. Do you know, you've got turntable 1, turntable 2, left or right. It's how I've done it all my life, and it's how I feel most comfortable doing it. Some playout software now just has strips along the bottom of the screen saying cart 1, cart 2, cart 3, cart 4. But no, I don't do that. I just like to keep it like this. Like I say, this is what works for me. Over here, so I've got deck A. This will be deck A. This will play deck A. Thank you. So when that starts playing, that will start playing. This is the clock, so I know what the time is. This is deck B, so it'll go from this one to that one. Now, I could just go from one deck A to deck A again if I want to, but it's a psychological thing for me. Then over here, I have the encoders. I like to see that I'm connected to a stream, and that my stream is actually working. It's always best to know. Sometimes streams drop due to internet and many other different things. And there's nothing worse than being sat there for the last hour and everyone just listening to the auto DJ and not knowing that there's any change in the program schedule. Up here on the top, you've got another little digital clock if you don't want to put the clock here. And this tells you how many people are connected to Sam Broadcaster. Okay, this tells you how many people are connected to Sam Broadcaster. Then directly underneath deck A here, I have the queue. And this is where I would queue up music to go in ready to be played. That will all go inside here, and then it'll go from here to either deck A or deck B, and then once it's gone to deck A or deck B and it's been played, it comes down here to the history. And with the history over this side, I like to have a look and see what's been played. If I've played 3 in a row and I want to recoil the last 3 songs or whatever, or someone says I was listening at 10 to 10 tonight and you played a song, I'm not sure what it was. Any chance you could let me know? I could just look straight here. 10 to 10, Velvet Revolver, Fall to Pieces. That would be for Natalie. That's that song. So that's there here. Now here I like to keep my jingles. These are my jingles and my drops. They're just there. So you press the button and they work.
Get on with it, Grandad.
Little Ruby there doing her. Sorry if that was a little bit too loud for you. I could bring that volume down.
Marty D. Donovan.
At the click of a button, that will play over the music. It won't stop the music. That will play over the top of the music. And that basically is how I set up my deck A, my page A. Now, once you've done that and you've set it up, one thing to remember, go to File and click Save Configuration. Okay, go to File and click Save Configuration. Otherwise, when you power down and come away, when you turn it on next, it will go back to that state where just like you just installed it. It won't be nowhere. So make sure you go to File, Save Configuration. Right, that's stage A. That's just getting the first screen A. So you know what you're doing and what's actually being done at the station at the time. Like I said, you could adjust that. You might want playlist over on the right and you might want history over on the left. There's many ways you could change it. But whatever's good with you, go with it because it's you that's doing the station. So that's video number 1. That is how to set up your front page just before we start putting all the little bits in. Okay, stand by because up next I'm going to be talking about auxiliary decks.